Hey everybody, happy Friday. I'm so excited for this weekend. I don't know about you, but I just wanted to share with you guys. I wrote an article and I wanted to read it to you guys today to kind of shed some light on the for sale by owner. What's the word I'm looking for? The for sale by owner option. So I know that a lot of people have, kind of been going through that for sale by owner or attempting it, especially with the market right now. And, as a realtor, you probably would expect me to be like, no, never do for sale by owner. But I want to share with you guys a little bit of information and also talk with you about when it might be okay to do for sale by owner, as well as a backup plan that I have created as well. Okay, so I am just going to click this because I wrote this article. Like I said, I don't want to miss anything. So I am going to be reading it here, but there's a lot of good information and data and statistics. So I get it. The temptation to sell your home on your own may seem like a great way to save money. However, you may actually and most likely will net less money selling by yourself without paying commission versus selling with an agent and paying commission. Read on, it says, to learn more and also see questions you can ask yourself to determine if selling for sale by owner is the right move for you. Okay, so starting with the big one first, net profit. While I can't say average. Commission, let's just use an example of a commission of 6%, which would mean that the listing agent would get 3% and the buying agent would get 3% in this example. Did you know that in terms of just talking price only, the seller will most likely get all that back plus more if they list with an agent? Depending on which article you read out there, the stats say that homes that list with a realtor sell for between 11 and 23% more. That's a pretty big difference, but even if we're going the conservative route and we say 11% more, that's not only going to cover the 6% commission, but it will also give you a 5% more profit. And again, that's on the low conservative side. The following are many reasons why using a realtor will increase your profits. First one is pricing. An experienced realtor will perform a detailed market analysis, taking into account nearby home sales, but also other compatible neighborhoods, any upgrades you've done, and the day-to-day market conditions. Showings and safety. This one's a huge one, in my opinion. Potential buyers are not going to want to work around your schedule to come see your home. Are you willing to take off work to accommodate buyers? Again, some people can and some people will, but you just have to ask yourself that question. Also, in this day and age, it is downright dangerous to allow strangers into your home for showings. When using a licensed realtor, they will connect you with a showing service that does the heavy lifting. Every buyer will be accompanied by a licensed agent as they walk through your home. All you have to do is leave when there's a showing and come back when it's done. Exposure. Realtors have access to the multiple listing service, which most people know is the MLS. It's a database that compiles listings for other real estate professionals, as well as broadcasts your home for sale to other websites with massive audiences, such as Zillow, Realtor, Trulia, things like that. Also, did you know that 89% of buyers use a realtor? If you are listing for sale by owner and therefore not willing to pay commission, you are losing out on almost 90% of buyers. There is a workaround that I do want to share. Sometimes for sale by owners will agree to pay a buyer's agent commission, so that will help. Okay, knowledge. How do you know if you have a legitimate buyer or someone who's just wasting your time? What questions and paperwork should you get from the very beginning? And finally, liability. Selling a home is hard work. Every detail must be attended to in order to get the deal to the closing table. If you neglect something crucial, you may find yourself not only losing the sale, but also potentially in serious legal repercussions. So Here, I'm going to go through some questions you can ask yourself, and at the end, you'll be able to say whether you think listing for sale by owner is a good idea for you. The first one is, do you know how to competitively and accurately price your property? Do you know how to stage your home and take high quality pictures? Do you know how to get your home listed on the various other portals? Can you devote 10 plus hours per week to communicating with buyers and showing your house to strangers? Do you understand real estate contracts and potential liability as a seller? And do you know how to negotiate, and also what terms are important to negotiate on besides price? So if you're unsure if selling for sale by owner is right for you, feel free to reach out to me and I can give you an honest, non-biased response. So with that, I'm going to really quickly share my screen here because I also created a program. Let's see, add to stream. There it is. Okay, so this is what I like to call the for sale by owner backup plan. I'm not going to go through everything here, but I do want to go to this. Okay. So with the for sale by owner backup plan, it's kind of like getting the best of both worlds. You still get the exposure and you still get my help in terms of marketing and writing contracts and getting things all the way to the closing table. But you also have the opportunity to find a buyer on your own. And as you can see here, Lord says flex commission. I offer 3 different kind of stages of commission. So the first one would be, say you do have a buyer and you did find them on your own, then I would honor that. I would 100% honor that. So at that point, you would only have to pay a 2% commission, and that would again help in terms of the paperwork and deadlines and things like that. The 4% option is if, for example, I were to find a buyer who was unrepresented. So then that way I would be kind of helping to manage both sides of the transaction. So again, that's still saving you a little bit of money. A lot of times that if that does happen, that's usually the result of a Facebook advertisement or a Google advertisement or something like that, to where a buyer will reach out directly to me. And that's, of course, if they're not already working with a realtor, or also it happens at open houses as well. And then obviously the normal 6% would be is if there was another buyer who came in and they had another agent, then it would just be, a standard split like we talked about. But again, the one thing I really just want to hone in on is, so if you have a buyer or, you really don't want the hassle of showings, that's okay. There's also other things that we can do too, besides just a traditional listing. That's the beauty of it. We can put together a plan that's just specifically for you. But if price is your motivator, which I would say, is for most for sale by owners. And again, I 100% get it, especially when you see that number of like 6%, you're like, oh my gosh, I'd have to give that up. Like, what if I could just do it by myself? But again, using the professional services of a realtor, whether it's me or somebody else, is in the long run going to get you a higher price point, and you're going to net more money, and it's also going to protect you in terms of what we talked about before, the showings and the liability and the contracts and things like that. So I did just want to plug that really quick. So thank you guys so much for listening. Again, if you have any questions, you can always contact me. Feel free to share with somebody that, may be talking about it, that you feel like this could help them out. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend, and I will see you guys later.